Thanks for tuning into Stocks with Antonio. What a Friday in the stock market. A lot of red. Some of you that are newer investors that may not be used to pullbacks, may be feeling a little negative about the stock market, may be feeling down on your portfolio, and may be losing some interest in the stock market. So for those of you that are new in the stock market, just know pullbacks do happen. And I get it when stocks are in red, when you're hearing negative news, it's hard to want to buy, right? You don't want to take your hard-earned money and invest it into something that you think is going to go lower when you can use that money for something else. But in my opinion, when you see the markets pulling back, it's opportunities. And in the past, if you look on some of these pullbacks we've had, they were buying opportunities. Remember, where you're going to build wealth, how you're going to grow your portfolio is buying into the stock market at good prices, right? And then when the turnaround comes and these stocks start to go to the upside, you're going to see your portfolio growing. So that's just something that you got to keep in mind. Hey, when do you want to buy? When there's pullbacks. And you can go ahead and go on Yahoo Finance. You can go on Google. If you have TradingView, even TradingView, I believe has a free. I have TradingView, but I pay for it. But I believe they even offer a free opportunity for you to look at their platform. But go ahead and look at the charts of any stock you're interested in. You're going to see like a little mountains. You're going to see the ups and downs. And you're going to see that the individuals that bought when the chart was going down, when they start to recover, they were going to be happy. Now, I can't guarantee that any stock you buy when it's down, it's going to recover because some stocks are not going to recover. And that's what I'm going to talk about some opportunities that I see in small cap. Now, small cap are high risk plays. But I've been talking a lot lately about ServiceNow, Microsoft, Meta, and I think they're great opportunities. And I have been increasing my position size in them as they've pulled back. Meta's kind of been recovering, but when it was in the low 600s, under 600, I was buying more shares. Now, people told me, hey, those are great companies, but they're turned off. Some people are turned off by the share price. Some people enjoy that content. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about the small cap stocks under $10, where if you have a little bit of money, you can go ahead and have some exposure to these companies that could have some potential to the upside. Now, we're going to talk about two today. We're going to talk about BBAI and we're going to talk about Serve Robotics. Now, for these companies, remember Q2 earnings are coming out. You're going to want to see how they do on their Q2 earnings. Those are going to be important dates for these companies. So keep a lookout for their Q2s. But let's talk a little bit about them. We're going to start off talking a little bit about BBAI. You can pick up this company for under $3. Okay. Now, I wouldn't worry about, in my opinion, and I'm just talking about for me, I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you when to buy. But in my opinion, BBAI under $3 is not a bad place to start taking some risks, to start getting into a position. Could it go lower? Absolutely. Any stock can go lower. You kind of find an area where you feel comfortable taking some risk. And under $3 for BBAI, I think it's a great area to start taking some risk. If you look in the past on it, if you would have got into this company around that area, you would have had some opportunity to sell and profit, right? Not right now, but if you bought it back when it used to be $2 before, it had run up to like $10. Now, yes, it pulled back under $3 again, but that doesn't mean there's no opportunity. A lot of companies have been pulling back, even though we hear a lot about the market hitting new highs and things like that. Believe it or not, a lot of small cap stocks have actually been pulling back, and they have not been going to new highs. They're actually are closer to their 52-week low, and some of them are hitting their 52-week lows. So let's talk a little bit about BBAI. I know some of you have this one and are excited about it. So I'm going to go over the bull case, right? And remember, Q2s is coming up on this. The defense AI spending continues to grow, and BBAI has been winning government and commercial AI contracts. Expansions into airport security, logistics, and international markets has strengthened the growth story. Management has refined its outlook, citing backlog growth and higher margin AI products. So those are really good things. And one area that BBAI has been struggling in for a long time has been revenue. And let's see with some of the acquisitions they've done and things like that, we finally start seeing an improvement on that. And I think that could be a possibility in Q2. So we'll want to definitely keep an eye out what happens on Q2 earnings. Now, the risk is a small cap AI stock. It can move 10 to 20% in a single day. Previous accounting and control issues remain something investors watch closely. Violations depend heavily on continuing contract wins, right? We want to see BBAI continue to get contracts, continue to grow. That way, that share price can hopefully start going to the upside. But I think in this area, it's not too bad. Now, there's even a way to have exposure and even put less money on the table. It's doing options. With BBAI, you can actually do, and when you watch this video, the price is probably going to be different. But as when I checked on it, you could do a contract for over a year, expiration January 2028, and it would cost you under $200. Now, again, guaranteed that you're going to make money or anything like that, but for less than $200, you can have one contract, which is like having 100 shares, and you have all the way out to January 2028, right? So that's, in my opinion, great for under $200. If this thing starts, if we have good Q2 earnings and the market starts to recover, potential for that $200 to grow. Now, if you've never done options, just understand they're extremely risky. And I recommend doing some research on that. But I wanted to throw that out there that even if you're like, hey, I don't want to, I only have 200. Well, if you have $200, you could do an option on this, but definitely do more research on that. But that's one that I think is great opportunity. Another one that some of you may already have in your portfolio is Serve Robotics. This thing is been coming down not too long ago. If you look at the chart, this stock actually was in the double digits. It was over $10 a share. Now you can pick it up for under $6. It's actually might go under $5. I'm keeping a close eye on it. But again, I think these are some areas where at least for me personally, I don't mind taking risk. And we're going to go a little bit over the bull case for Serve Robotics. If you're wondering what the ticker symbol is SERV. So, Serve Robotics, some of you may be familiar with it. Some of you may have used their service. They have the little robots that do the deliveries on the sidewalks. So they've got the delivery is still in its early growth phase. They've had a lot of partnership with major delivery platform, create long-term upside if they continue to go, if they're able to continue to get more robots out. I see opportunity for the revenue to continue to increase. So the AI robotics remains one of the market's hottest themes. Now, this is something new, so a lot of people might have doubt, but you have to think when something new like this comes out, if you see potential in it, you want to be an early investor. Going into the future, in my opinion, I could definitely see more robots delivering food to people. Just like before, there was no DoorDash, there was no Uber Eats, and now it's grown. It's basically everywhere, and it's used widely, right? Because of the convenience. So when it comes to robots, I do think they're going to be part of our future. And Serve Robotics is not only doing the deliveries, they're growing into hospitals, they're doing other things, right? So I want to be part of this company, and seeing the stock price come down and I see other shares pulling back, I feel confident taking some risk. Now, I can lose all my money on this. Remember, it's a small cap, it's risky, but I don't mind getting into it. And also, if you want to put less money on the table, and this is going to be risky, you can do options. This one you could do over a year out contract for one contract around $250, and that's with a strike price of $5. Now, again, this is all going to change by the time you look at it. It could be less, it could be more. I'm just throwing out some numbers so you can get some ideas, but you can have exposure, right? An opportunity to invest, an opportunity to grow your money. But again, just understand when you are investing, you can't lose your money. But I believe this one has a lot of opportunity. I definitely going to be watching the Q2 earnings on these, but I think BBAI, Serve Robotics are ones that you could really take some risk and really help you grow your portfolio. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. I love to know. Also, if you haven't done so, check out the description box. I got a link in there for the cool desk mats where it has all the little charts. So for those of you that may be interested in learning candles, learning how to, you're learning how to trade, day trade, and things like that. That's just something that can help you when you're doing that and you're looking at the chart. So check that out. And also, I am working on a Discord. It's not out yet, but I just like bringing it up on the video. So if anyone's interested, they can stay have a lookout for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe, support, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.